welcome back to my channel. I have not recorded in over a month. I've just been really busy. I'm a mom, I have kids, and I've been running around, and then winter break. Happy New Year, it's 2019. And yeah, just a lot of stuff has been happening, a lot of things I've been doing, and but I told myself that I was gonna do a YouTube channel, and I didn't want to stop, so I'm recording today just to catch up on what I've been doing. And I really wanted to post my gender reveal video on YouTube because I thought it was really cool. Like, I've never been one to want a gender reveal in the first place. It's not really something that I mean, I think it's cool. I see gender reveal videos all the time. It's just that I think it's more special if when I would go with my husband and the doctor would tell me, or us, and then like we would share that information with everybody else over a phone call or a FaceTime, like, okay, guess what it is, or something like that. But I don't know, I just thought this one was a little bit cool, and I wanted just to talk about what I've been up to since the last time I recorded to right now. So let's first go ahead and show you guys my gender reveal video, and then we'll talk about the rest after.
Vamos a ver qué es boy or girl, come on. Te dije, así que todos págame, por favor. Un aplauso al único hombre de la familia Peluche. Beto Hernández es niña. Ojo, it's April Fool's, you fat ass what? Me dejaste hacer.
Oh, I don't know if this wine and I are gonna be friends. Ugh. I'm drinking wine, but I'm not feeling that taste at all. Okay, so that was my video. I didn't want to give too much away in the beginning because everybody would have known. So that's why I was like, okay, let's just show the video and then we'll talk about it after. So I did my gender reveal video this past year, 2018. Hold on. Okay. On April Fool's, which was also Easter, which was the first day of April. And we planned it perfectly for that same reason. We were gonna have a lot of people over. Nobody knew what our gender was yet. And the exciting part was that we were gonna make a April Fool's prank on everybody, and we were going to say that it was a girl, but in reality we had a boy. The reason why we wanted to do this was because we have all girls. We have nothing but girls, and I come from a family where I am the oldest of 5, and we're all girls. I have 4 little sisters, no brothers. My husband, his family is 2 and 2. His parents had 2 boys and 2 girls, and all of his siblings had a son except him. His older sister has 2 boys. His younger brother had, his first child was a son, and their baby sister, she had 2 boys. My husband is the only one that was like, okay, girl, oh, okay, cool. Then another girl, then another girl, and it's just girls everywhere. So me with my family background and him all of a sudden being the only one that doesn't have any boys, we didn't get our hopes up when we found out that I was pregnant again. First of all, it was a surprise. We were not planning or expecting to have any more kids. I was kind of on the edge of, I don't want any more kids at all because these are driving me crazy already. And he was more on the edge of like, well, not right now, but later on, I want another baby. Like, he always would tell me he wants him and I to have 4 kids. He's like, we need to have 4 kids. Like, we're gonna have 4 kids. I always was like, I'm not having 4 kids, but you can go ahead and say that. So I was already kind of done when I found out I was pregnant. By the way, I don't know if this might be a little too rated R for anybody. It's nothing bad, but kinda. I knew I was pregnant the day that I got pregnant. I knew it. My husband and I went to Vegas to get married, and the first night we were there was on November 3rd, 2017. We got married on November 4th, and we left Vegas on November 5th. Now, we got there November 3rd. We went to the courthouse. We signed the paperwork that you need. When you get married in Vegas, it's not how you think that you can be drunk, show up to a chapel, and they'll like take you and marry you. You literally have to have a marriage license before you get married anywhere. So we showed up on the 3rd. We went to their courthouse, and which closes after a certain time. So that's why I'm saying you can't be like 1 a.m. in the morning and you're drunk and you just want to get married. They won't marry you. So we went to the courthouse. We signed the paperwork, and we went out that night, and it was the funnest I have probably 4 top funnest moments of being drunk that were the funnest times of my life, and that one was like probably number 1. It was so much fun. My little sister was there with me, her boyfriend. It was their 1-year anniversary, and I've never really drank with her, and so it was awesome. So we go down and we were drunk. Like, I threw up, and then I kept drinking. We met some Marines that bought us shots. We saw a dance battle. We met some girl that was going out with like 3 brothers at once, and they were all hanging out together. It was like one of those nights where you meet strangers and you have so much fun and everybody's friends. It was just awesome. That night I got pregnant. The next day when I woke up, I told my husband, my soon-to-be husband later on that day, I told him, I think I'm pregnant. You better not have gotten me pregnant because you were not being careful. And he was just like, no, shut up. You can't know already. We got married. We left Vegas. And on our way home, I was telling him, like, oh my gosh, if you get me pregnant, like, I'm gonna, I don't know. Like, I was gonna be mad at him. And I told him, I was like, if you got me pregnant. And he still was telling me, no, you're dumb. Like, you can't know. It's only been 2 days. So this was November 5th when we were driving home. The day after Thanksgiving, I'm at work and I'm calling my friend and I'm like telling her, oh my gosh, I FaceTimed her and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm at Target. And she's like, oh, what are you doing? I was like, I'm getting a pregnancy test. She's like, shut up. I was like, no, dude, like, I haven't gotten my period. I feel like I'm pregnant. Like, I knew it from the second it happened. I got pregnant in Vegas. And then she was like, no, Jen, no, you had your period this day. I was like, I did? She's like, yeah, I remember you told me. I was like, oh my gosh, I did tell you. And because I was telling her like, oh yay, I got it now, which was Halloween. And I was like, now I ended it. So I was like, now I'm not gonna be on it when I go get married in Vegas, which is what I was telling her. And I'm gonna be super skinny because I'm always my skinniest the day after, like after my period's done, like not the day after, like 5 days after, like that's like my skinniest time of the month. And so I was telling her like, oh yay, I'm excited. And she's like, see, you're not even pregnant. You had your period not that long ago. It's not even the end of the month yet. Like, you're probably gonna get it by like the December something. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. I bought it anyway. I went to the bathroom at Target by myself. I didn't even tell my husband that I bought it because I had been bugging him every single day up until that day, telling him, you got me pregnant, you got me pregnant. And he just like, shut up. So I just went and got it myself. I took the test. I waited and I was pregnant. And I told her, she came immediately to my job and we met outside, and I was like, oh my gosh. And she's like, you're crazy. And then I told my husband, and the second I found out I was pregnant, I was like, okay, that's it. This is the last one. I don't care if it's a girl again. We are not having any more kids. That's it. And yeah, that was it. I went to the doctor's appointment. I told him that I wasn't gonna find out what I was having yet, but I was. But if it was gonna be another girl, I was gonna need some time to tell him, hey, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have nothing but daughters, which is nothing bad. It's just that I think that men, they need their little buddy, you know? And I went to the doctor's appointment and I wouldn't shut up. I remember I was telling the doctor, like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. It's because I already have these many girls, and I have all sisters, and my sister has a daughter, and we're the only ones that have kids, and we have all girls, but out of all my cousins, they have all boys except us. My husband is I wouldn't shut up. And I know he had already seen that I was having a boy, but he just couldn't know how to cut me off because I wouldn't shut up. And I told him, I was like, you're about to tell me right now if I'm just gonna have daughters. You're about to tell me that right now. And he looked at me, he's like, are you gonna be okay with that? And I said, yeah, I want a healthy baby. If it's another girl, it's another girl. And that kind of calmed me down. And he's like, okay, well, it looks like you're gonna break the chain. And when he said that, I was like, oh, shut up. If any girl that has had that moment where they go to find out the gender of their baby and it is exactly what they wanted it to be, exactly what they would have hoped, but they didn't want to get their hopes up, that moment that you get of like, shut up, I'm never gonna forget it. I had everything planned out in my head of how I was gonna tell my husband that he was having a boy, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't hold it in. I immediately, like, I went home and I got the strand where the last picture pointed to boy parts, and it said boy parts right there. And I saw my husband and I showed it to him, and he was looking at all the pictures, and when he got to the last one, he was like, nah. And then I just started crying, and then he started crying, and it was the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful moments I've had with my husband, because he knew. It's like I saw his face when he realized that he was going to be the father of a son. And that's what I always wanted to give him. Always. I said it. I'm going to give him a son. I'm going to give him a son. And I remember I used to say, like, I'll get pregnant as many times as it takes, but I want him to have a son. But after our second daughter, I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm down to get pregnant anymore. Like, and then when this one came along, you know, it turned out to be, you know, it was meant to be. And we didn't tell anybody. And so we were like, oh my gosh, we're going to do this. We're going to tell everybody it's a girl on April. And then we're going to say April Fools, and it's going to be a boy. And then next thing I knew, we thought about, oh, let's pop a balloon. Let's say it's a girl, and then say April Fools and pop the balloon. And then they're going to be like, no, why would you say it's a girl and then you have a balloon? So we did it like this. We're like, okay, we're going to get pink balloons. Oh, we went to Party City and we wanted the blue balloons. And she's like, oh, I only have for girls. And then we were like, we're going to make a prank. We'll get the girl one. And then we bought a black balloon, and we bought a gas tank, and we stuffed it with confetti that we got ourselves, and we blew it up. And that's what it was. And it was awesome, and everybody was like, what? And everybody was so happy for us. And that little boy, he is the main little man in my life. I absolutely love him, and he's awesome. So after rambling off about that, let me just tell you guys about my Christmas. My sister-in-law got a mariachi group that came and performed at my house for an hour, and this was on Christmas Eve, and it was so cool. Wait, Christmas Eve or you? Oh no, Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve, and they were great. I thought that was awesome. And then after that, we had New Year's. I was completely sober because I thought I was gonna drive home, and I didn't even end up driving home. So I was sober for nothing. But I kind of didn't want to drink so much either. I wasn't really feeling it so much. I didn't want to like, and I'm breastfeeding, so I really can't go overboard with my alcohol. I have a legit limit. And after, it was my birthday. My birthday's on January 3rd. So I actually had completed, I am a certified makeup artist, if I haven't mentioned that before. And I went to my Beauty Mark Makeup Academy in the Fontana campus here in California. And I got my certificate off of them. I took my final in November, which took me forever to take my final. For a whole year, I was managing a restaurant, and I was supposed to finish school a year and a half ago. And when I started managing the restaurant, I started missing classes, and to retake those classes, you have to wait for that course to be taught again. So it would be like 3 weeks always till the next time that course would be retaught. And then those 3 weeks would come up, and I would still go to my other classes, but then I would miss another one in between, and it prolonged it to a year. And it was the whole year that I was managing. And I missed because my job was really demanding. I had to be there for events, for last minute emergencies, I forgot to do this, so I have to go back. And it took so much from me that I had absolutely no time. Not only so much left for my kids and my family, but I couldn't go to school. I had no time. I squeezed a few classes here and there throughout the year, but I was missing some still. And I do not work there anymore. I right now am a stay-at-home mom, and if you're a stay-at-home mom, you're a fucking hero. I don't know how you do it, because I'm gonna fucking rip my hair out. My kids are the loves of my life, but how do I say it? If they were not my kids, I wouldn't have them with me anymore. I can't. They're driving me crazy, and which is why I need this. They're driving me crazy. So I really want to go back to work this month. I'm getting my tubes tied, which is something that I'm documenting. And I hope it's something that maybe could open other people's eyes or give other women options besides just birth control, if they are set on not having kids anymore. I have all the information on my video. I'm getting my tubes tied this Friday. So after that's done, I'll probably wait a week just to document what my symptoms are, how I'm feeling every day that passes by, and then I'll be posting that video. Oh, I made a New Year's resolution to myself that I wasn't gonna say anymore as much, and I think I said it probably 50 times already in this video, but okay. Anyway, so yeah, I took my final in November, and my certificate, I got a text message that my certificate was ready in December. And of course this would happen to me. I show up to my campus, and it turns out that it wasn't ready because one of the coordinators went on maternity leave. I was like, oh, okay. So then they texted me that it was ready on the 26th, I want to say, of December, but we were running around, we were busy, I couldn't go pick it up. And on my birthday, I said to my husband, I want to go pick it up today, and we did. We went to go get it. This is it right here. See, it has gold outline. This little detail right here says my name. So yeah, this is my certificate, which is something I'm so proud of. I do not believe that you need a certificate to be someone that is relevant in the makeup industry. I do not think I'm the shit, and I don't feel that I'm better than anyone that also does makeup for a living that does not have a certificate. The reason I decided to become certified was because, for one, I didn't know anything about makeup. I didn't know absolutely anything. I didn't know what, like, nothing. If you would, I just knew what mascara was because I wear mascara. Obviously, I knew what lip gloss was. I had never done my eyebrow. I didn't know anything until I went to school, and I wanted to learn, and I wanted to be able to ask questions, and I was watching YouTube videos, but I wanted to ask questions. So I went to school. Another reason why this certificate is really important to me is because I didn't finish high school. I was a bad girl in high school, and I decided to drop out and work. I was already living on my own. I had bills to pay, and I left school, and I never had a certificate of anything. I never had anything on paper stating that I finished something. And it's really important for me as a mom to have that, to show to my kids. And I do plan on getting my high school diploma, but honestly, like, I'm trying to make it like this because I also want to show that, not that I encourage anybody to drop out, but I do want to let people know that even if maybe you weren't a good student when you were 16 years old, which you were so young, that's not going to dictate who you're going to be as an adult. Maybe you were going through something in your household. Maybe you were hanging out with the wrong crowd and you wanted to fit in. It was a dumb thing to do, to leave school, yes, but does that mean that you're going to grow up, you know, living off of the government and never having your own situated things? No. Do not make anybody, and do not think that you are a statistic just because you left high school. You can, it's going to be a little bit harder, yeah, but you can work hard and you can get to where you want to be. And it's not to brag or not to throw money amounts out there, but I can make way more money doing a tattoo at home where my kids are, not wasting any gas, at my schedule, than in 2 hours than I would ever working anywhere 2 hours, you know. Even if I had a certificate from, or I had a degree of some sort, sometimes, you know, ink could cost a lot of money. To tattoo, it's permanent, something that I've learned to do, and it could be, you know, is it something that's consistent every day? No. That's why you build your portfolio, you build your clientele, and you know, you get your name out there. That's why it's harder, but it could be way more rewarding. So if you are someone that didn't finish high school, don't think that, you know, you're a loser. You push yourself, and you prove that you're not going to be what your high school mates thought you would be, just because that was you as a kid. What does that have to do with you 7 years later? Obviously, when you were 16, you were not the same person you were when you were 8. So, like, how is somebody going to judge your future based on who you were when you were a kid, a teenager? You know, you can't do that. So the certificate's very important to me for that reason, and I'm glad I have it. So I hope you guys, you know, enjoyed my gender reveal video. I hope it didn't go off too long. I'm gonna film one more video right now, and I will go ahead and see you guys later. Thank you for watching today, and I hope you guys have a great week. And before I go, Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Click that bell button so you can be notified every time I post a video, which are going to be way more recent than what they were. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you guys liked my gender reveal, and I will see you guys next time.